Hey y'all, it's Ben Tangela. I'm Tangela.
I'm Ben.
And today this is part 2 to I Can't Smell My Poop. If you haven't seen the first video, make sure you click on one of the links. It may be above or below. This video is basically going more in depth about the things we use and how we coped with having the COVID variant or breakthrough, whatever they're calling it these days. So I did make notes so that we could go through it kind of quick, because we know people are sick and tired of hearing about COVID and the people getting the vaccine. It is important, and we've had a lot of people ask us questions about, well, what did you do? And I said, okay, well, we can put this in a video. So today we're going to start, first of all, to let you know that we are not doctors, even though we do play one at work.
I'm Dr. Google.
I'm Dr. Yahoo. Yeah, we do. But nevertheless, we want you to contact your doctors. We want you to contact your providers. And before you try anything, make sure you run it past them to make sure it is safe for you and it's okay. Ben has COPD. I have lupus. So these things may work for us, but it may not work for others. So just make sure you check with your doctor. The first thing we're going to start off with, most people ask us about, how did we know we had COVID? I ran the temperature and a sore throat.
I had a little dry cough, which progressed into feeling real bad, and then, yeah.
And so we use over-the-counter Tylenol, Advil, Alka-Seltzer Plus. We use
Aleve for body aches sometimes.
Okay, and we use NyQuil. So just things that we normally use if we had the cold or flu. We did that the first week we did it. We did it probably every 8 hours or whatever the bottle said. But the second week we tried to wean off of that because we knew we were trying to regain our strength so that we could prepare ourselves to go back to work and not have to be on a whole bunch of medicines.
Yep.
One of our doctors that we work for, she treats her patients with...
Now keep in mind, probably not everybody does this, but it's kind of, from what I've seen, it's universal. The first week of the symptoms, she treats with just zinc, vitamin D, and vitamin C, I believe is what she said. Then moving to the second week, and I'm not sure if I'm 100% right with this, but I think she said if it starts to move down into your chest, she also gives you, like, you treat it with an inhaler, like budesonide or budesonide. I'll get that right in a minute. And then past that, she said if it gets any worse than that, you really need to go to the hospital.
So that's why we said check with your doctor, before using any of these ideas. They may work for us, they may work for other people, but if you don't want to take something unless you're sure about it. So check with your provider or your medical doctor. The next thing was the cough. The cough is crazy. But you need to do it. Cough as much as you want to. A lot of people said they are afraid, because we were too at first. We were like, are we going to reinfect ourselves if we're coughing here at the house? Because you're trying to sanitize, but you're so sick. I mean, we really spent the first 7 days in the bed.
Yeah.
So through some of the readings and research, they were saying, no, you're not going to reinfect yourself. So we were free to cough, even though we still covered it, and made sure that, we really weren't coughing in each other's face or all over the house. So there were moments where we still wore our mask and kind of covered our mouths when, the time needed to be. But cough it up. Don't try not to cough because you're afraid you're going to, infect somebody else in the household. You need to have on a mask if you do have others in the household. For us, we didn't have that issue. I did use the Mucinex for a couple of days, and that did help break up some of that mucus and stuff that you do get from COVID. But it was coming up. As long as you continue to cough, the whole issue is just not to let this stuff get stuck down in your lungs where you cannot breathe.
Yep.
At any point that you feel like you can't breathe, that's when you need to go to the emergency room. Let's see.
One thing I was going to add, even though you're going to be extremely tired, you're not going to want to get up and walk around. try to do it every couple hours, just to walk around the bedroom a couple of times, or if you have stairs, go downstairs and back upstairs. You want to keep moving to try to keep everything, your lungs working, your muscles from getting stiff and weak, and so just keep moving as best you can, but don't stop, don't lay down, don't quit for a week. Don't do that.
And that brings up the next thing. For me, we did proning. And it is just different techniques of breathing. And you're using pillows to prop yourself up on your stomach, basically. So I have put some links below because there are a lot of great videos already out there with this. I didn't go into a whole bunch of step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that hard because you're already sick. You're already feeling bad. The last thing you want to do is try to figure out how to sleep or how to lay. But basically, it's laying on your stomach with a pillow under your tummy. Also, and you do it for like an hour or two. Then you turn from your left or your right side. You sleep that way for a couple of hours. We also set up with your pillows behind you. And these things just help move this fluid up and out of your lungs. So to me, I felt so much better after I started doing that. I just advise anyone to just research that, look it up, and try it. You don't have to do the step-by-step illustrations that they give you. Just doing anything, just laying on your stomach will also even help. Doing some breathing exercise. There are all these kind of videos out there that have breathing instructions. Simply sit up on the side of the bed, breathe in deeply, and blow it out. Just to you will be surprised that it makes the world of difference. And even though, we have survived our first week back at work, we're still doing the breathing exercises. I am still sometimes sleeping on my stomach with the pillow because we still feel some of the effects of these things. We're still very tired and worn out at the end of the day. So it is just a process, but that does work. I would advise anybody to do that. The other thing that was so stressful for us was the loss of smell and taste. In part 1 video, we go into a little bit more in depth about that, but I'm telling you right now, that was the worst part for me. So people was like, well, how do you eat when you can't smell or taste? Some people don't, but you need to. So no matter how tired you are, no matter how, you just, I just don't want to eat, just make yourself eat something. For me, I have low blood sugar, so my body would let me know, okay, I know you've been laying in the bed for a couple hours now, but you need to put something in your body. For Ben, he doesn't have that problem, so he could have gone for hours and hours and hours without eating, but he ate when I ate. And
I really didn't feel like eating. I had no appetite. There's one good thing, well, at least in my opinion, it's a good thing. It may not be for some people, but I lost my taste for sweets. I'm not really disappointed about that. I'm not unhappy about that because it just betters me. But just be prepared for that too. You might lose your taste for certain foods or whatever, but just know that it's something you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, and then you also talked about when our taste started to come back a little bit, even though we don't still have our smell and taste all the way back. And some things we can smell and taste, some things we can't. But you had talked about our favorite drink is a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it kind of tasted like really sweet medicine, antiseptic kind of stuff. It was really bad. And for me, I don't know if I've told anybody this, but when your taste starts coming back, when mine did, I tried to eat a hamburger with mayonnaise, less tomato on it, and it tasted rotten. It's like I just took it out of a trash can and ate it after it had been sitting there for 4 days. It was nasty. And so I thought that was a bad one, so I took it back and got another one, and the second one was the same way. I've heard stories of people that say that everything they eat tastes like garbage. Yeah, it's not fun. But it slowly, I guess, will come back. Some people haven't had taste or smell in a year.
Just be
thank
patient.
God it wasn't me, but yeah.
And so people ask, well, what did you eat? And so for us, the first week, it was a liquid diet. Liquids, liquids, liquids. Drink, drink, drink. Water, juice, soda, whatever you can get in your system, do it, except for alcohol. You'll want to, but don't do it.
No, not a good idea.
Don't do it. But yeah, the fluids, and we talked about drinking the hot fluids like teas, coffee. Some people I've read they can't do the cream in the coffee. However you can drink it, drink it. The food that really was a lifesaver to us was watermelon. Even though when we first started eating it, we couldn't taste it, but it was just very refreshing. And it was cold and it felt really good and comforting. So we did enjoy that. The other things were pinto beans and vinegar and turnip greens and vinegar. Lots of vinegar. The vinegar just, for me, made me feel normal because I could actually taste the bitterness of that. I couldn't taste the beans. I really couldn't taste the turnip greens. But the vinegar just gave me hope that my taste was going to come back.
I can't even explain how happy it made this woman right here. Yeah, she was ecstatic.
Yes, I was. And we enjoyed eating peaches, sherbet ice cream. The pineapple one seemed to be the one that made us the happiest.
Now the canned fruit, the what do they call that? The one that's got the difference, the cherry, the pineapple, the pear.
Oh yeah,
peach.
The mixed fruit.
Yeah, that wasn't all that appetizing.
Yeah, that didn't work.
But the peaches were okay.
Were very good. So, of course, this is just us. And it was an experience. And we just asked if there's anybody else out there who have had COVID, go ahead and put it down in the comments on YouTube. Some of the things that help you survive COVID if you've had it, because it may help some of our other viewers. It may help some of our other subscribers as well, because there is a lot of unknown with COVID, the COVID variant, the COVID breakthrough. Just like in part one, we talked about we had our vaccine, and had we not had our vaccine, it would have been a lot worse. So
get the vaccine.
Get it, the vaccine. We're actually going to get our booster coming up in the next week or so, and I'm excited about that. So we just ask you to continue to be safe out there. We love you. We thank you for your support. And if life lasts, we will see you in the next video.